Chicago Bears. Good afternoon, everybody. Kenny Albert with Anthony Munoz. The headline of the local paper on Monday read, "What's next?" following the Jaguars' second consecutive victory, 2016 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Should Jacksonville win today, they would make history. It would be the first time an expansion team has ever won 3 straight.
Well, I really believe a key for this Jaguar team today is going to be confidence. Confidence that they've built the last couple of weeks with 2 big wins. 2 weeks ago, sure, they team was beating the Pittsburgh Steelers last week here, a team that was projected by many to go to the Super Bowl. You know, the thing about it, the guy you have to look at is Brunell. You talk to the Bears, and they know that he has a strong arm, and he can move around back there. The one thing they have to do, as he is the leading rusher of this football team, is contain him in the pocket.
And the Bears know that it will not be an easy game today. They played the other expansion team, the Carolina Panthers, 1 week ago, and it took a last-minute touchdown to defeat the Panthers.
Well, they did have a battle against the Panthers last week. They did beat them. I think they learned from that game that Jacksonville is not just another ordinary expansion team, that they are talented. The guy for the Bears that leads them is Erik Kramer. He came in, and last year he was not the guy. They wanted him to be the guy, but he wasn't last year. This year, he told us, I'm making the right decisions. I feel good about that. The one thing you have to look at that sticks out about this Bear offense is their point production. In the first 5 games, they've scored over 20 points in each game. You have to look back to 1985 when they did that in their first 8 games, and they went to the Super Bowl and won it.
And coming up just moments away, the opening kickoff, the Bears and the Jaguars, when Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local Fox station. Who has been criticized over the last 2 weeks in Chicago, only 2 touchdowns. And the Bears' opponents, average start, the 33-yard line. Willie Jackson and Jimmy Smith back deep, and this one reaches the back of the end zone.
That's exactly why they got him. They said this guy can be a big-time kicker. Sure, he's struggling a little bit on the punt, but right there he shows that excellent leg strength.
Mark Brunell, who spent his first 2 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, leads the Jacksonville Jaguars onto the field. Brunell leads all NFL quarterbacks in rushing. Baselli and DeMarco, both rookies. Baselli, the 2nd overall draft pick out of USC. The backs and receivers, James Stewart, 1st-round selection out of Tennessee. Desmond Howard out with an injury, so Jackson and Gibbons start at wide receiver. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars from their own 20-yard line. Brunell rolling left. As a receiver, it's the tight end, Craig Keith. Tackle is made by Vincent Smith, so the Jaguars start out with a 2 tight end set. And Brunell with his first completion for a gain of 8 yards.
Well, they used Brunell's mobility there, faking the run to the right. One of the things they can do with a guy like him is get him out of the pocket. The Bears are quite aware that he runs well. He's leading the team in rushing. Right there, he does a nice job on the bootleg.
The pitch back goes to Stewart. He has the first down out to the 32-yard line. So James Stewart, the #1 draft pick out of Tennessee, 2nd leading rusher on the Jaguars. The Bears' defensive line, Flanagan and Zorich will rotate along with Carl Simpson. Theory gets the start with Al Fontenot bothered by the shoulder injury. Smith, Kane, and Cox, the linebacking core. Wolford with 3 interceptions, leading the NFC. And Marty Carter, the leading tackler on the Bears squad. Brunell will pass once again on 1st down. He takes it himself and slides up to the 40-yard line. Last week, Brunell did not slide and was bet helmet to helmet by the Steelers' Greg Lloyd.
Well, I asked him yesterday, do you have any baseball background because your lack of sliding ability? Just joking around. He said, I know, I got to start doing this. As you see the protection break down on the right side with Wydell and Myslinski, and that's where the pressure came on Mark Brunell, and he nice gain, and he does finish it up with the slide.
7-yard pickup. Brunell averaging over 7 yards per carry. 2nd down and 3. Three wide receivers, and the handoff goes to Stewart around the right side, has the first down up to the 49-yard line, gain of 10. The tackle was made by Vincent Smith.
Coming into this game, the Jaguar offense knew they had to start running the football. On the other side of the ball, the Bears improving their run defense from 4.9 last year, a carry, to 3.6 this year. But right there, James Stewart, a nice cut to the outside. There's nobody there until the secondary comes up and makes the tackle. Nice job by that right side of the offensive line.
First down for the Jaguars, moving the ball well on their own 49-yard line. Brunell to Stewart. And he is upended immediately. He fumbled the football, but the play was blown dead. Ron Cox on the stop. Stewart, the 19th selection in the first round, yet Tom Coughlin, the Jaguars coach, rated Stewart as the number 2 running back in the draft, behind only Kajana Carter.
Oh, they're very high on this young man out of Tennessee. He really hasn't come on the way they want him to, but as you talk to these coaches with a lot of young players, they're saying just give him time, something that a lot of people are not willing to do, but he is moving in the right direction.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Play action. Brunell with loads of time, and he finds the receiver, Cedric Tillman. Another first down for the Jaguars.
A little bit of pressure early, but the offensive line doing a nice job, giving Mark Brunell some time. As we look right here up front, guys doing a nice job. You have on the right side, man-on-man there. The left side, there's 3-on-2, so they shouldn't get through on that side. But plenty of time, and Cedric Tillman coming back, make the reception. You see, here you take a look where he can view the field and then step into his throw and not have to worry about any of those defensive linemen in his face.
19-yard pass play. Brunell to Tillman. Brunell, he was looking for Willie Jackson. Good coverage on the play from the right quarterback, Jeremy Lincoln.
Really nice coverage by Jeremy Lincoln, number 39. As we see the end of the play here, and he is right on him, the right arm. You couldn't have any better position as he does right there on Willie Jackson, who has really stepped up his play. So you know they have to concentrate on covering him well, as Jeremy Lincoln does right there to bat the ball away.
Brunell's first incompletion. He started 3 of 3. 2nd down and 10. The tight end Mitchell in motion. Brunell over the middle. He's now 4 of 5. Gain of only 2 yards. Second reception for Craig Keith.
And one of the things we've noticed as we've viewed the tapes with this Jacksonville offense is the variety of plays they have, the different running plays. As you look at offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride there, talking to the players, especially Tony Basile. I asked him about that. A lot of times you look at a Redskin team that just maybe has 1 or 2 running plays in the past with the counter, made that famous, but here they run the trap, they run the counter, outside, inside, and they really say it gives them an opportunity to keep defenses off balance, and they're doing that right here.
Brunell on 3rd and 7, and the pass is deflected, nearly picked off. So it will be 4th down and 7, and the field goal unit will come on.
Getting back to that point about the variety of plays, what they do is, in order to disguise for the defenses, because defenses are smart, they're going to pick up the tendencies. They run those plays out of different formations. And a lot of times you might think having a lot of young guys might not be good to do, but once they get those plays down, it will really help them out as an offense.
48-yard attempt. Mike Hollis hit from 53 last week. The holder is Brian Barker. Line drive kick. It is no good. So Mike Hollis unsuccessful from 48, and the Bears will take over in good field position. Bears take over from the spot of the hold on the missed field goal, the 37, and Kramer's first pass attempt batted at the line of scrimmage. Erik Kramer, in his second season with the Bears, 11 touchdown passes, including 7 the last 2 games, only 2 interceptions. The men protecting Kramer: Heck, Perry, Fontenot, Leuenberg, and James Big Cat Williams, 6'7", 335 pounds. Salam, the Heisman Trophy winner. Graham and Conway, the wide receivers. And the tight end is Keith Jennings. 2nd down and 10 upcoming from the 38-yard line.
I was just kind of chuckling there, Kenny. You mentioned Big Cat Williams, and it looks like he pulled Jay Leuenberg, who's next to him at right guard, said, son, let's go out Sunday and play some football. That's the size difference in those 2 guys. He is humongous.
And for you to refer to somebody as big, he must be. Second down and 10. Rashaan Salam up to the 47, close to a first down. Mike Dumas on the stop. The Jacksonville Jaguars defensive unit, the front 4 veterans: Joel Smeggy, the former Saint; Jeff Lageman, the former New York Jet. On the outside, Don Davey from Green Bay and Kelvin Pritchett, Williams, McManus, and Gogenius, the linebacking core. The quarterbacks, Washington and Clark, Dumas and Colin, are the safeties. 10-yard gain by Salam, first down for the Bears. 3 wide receivers, Kramer over the top. He was looking for the tight end, Keith Jennings.
A lot of pressure there on Kramer by Jeff Lageman, the right defensive end. And talking to Kramer, I mentioned in the opening that last year, the Bears brought him in to be the guy. They wanted him to come in, gave him the money, said, you're our starting guy, but all of a sudden he's not there. Steve Walsh ends up starting the majority of the games, but this year he's feeling more comfortable. He told us, I'm making the right decisions. Of course, the interceptions are down, the touchdowns up, they're scoring a lot of points.
Chris Gedney in motion. On 2nd down, the handoff goes to Salam up the middle. And he gains 3. Rashaan Salam last Sunday on his 21st birthday. His first 100-yard game in the National Football League. 28 carries for 105.
Well, I guess the one thing they're always going to do, especially when you go to a team that had guys like Neil Anderson and Walter Payton, is the comparison's always going to be there. And of course, they come out with, okay, well, when did he get his first 100-yard game after 5 games his rookie year? Neil Anderson, his second game, his second season. Walter Payton, game 9 his rookie year. So he's gotten that 100-yard game before those guys. So maybe the people think, well, this guy's going to be it.
Salam gains 3, so it's 3rd and 7. Kramer,
wide open.
Jeff Graham, first down and more. Out of bounds at the 18th, 32-yard gain.
Combination of Graham and Conway, this time going to Graham, who was wide open. Nice protection by that Bear offensive line. A little pressure from Lageman on Andy Heck. And right there you see Jeff Graham wide open. There had to be a bust in the coverage. He was behind Harry Colin, who was the closest guy to him, the safety.
32 yards, Kramer's first completion of the afternoon. Salam up the middle, across the 15-yard line. The Bears have been tremendous in the red zone, Anthony, inside the 20, 19 of 21. They have scored on 19 of 21 red zone possessions. The only 2 times they did not reach the end zone by a touchdown or a field goal, they fumbled.
Well, a lot of it you have to look at Dave Wanstead. He's the type of guy, the coach that comes out, emphasizes things, and you better believe that the red zone is one thing they work on extremely hard.
Salam met immediately by Keith Gogenius, who leads the team in tackles, 4th year out of Penn State.
Another one of those Penn State linebackers. Just go through a lot of the rosters. You'll find a lot of Penn State linebackers. As you get a nice shot here. See number 54, Gogenius, stepping right in there, making a nice tackle, bending at the knees, getting that head up, seeing what he's going to tackle. That's one of the things you want those defensive players to do. You know, when that head goes down, really in a lot of positions in football, you're not going to be effective. It's when you bend at the knees, not at the waist, and keep the head up, that you're going to make plays.
3rd down and 6 for receivers. And the pass is complete to Graham. He has the first down. So the second reception of this drive for Jeff Graham. He picks up 8. And the Bears have it 1st and goal from the Jaguars' 6-yard line.
One of the things that stands out, at least for me, Kenny, and we've talked about it, is that you talk to the coaches, they talked about we don't have a big superstar on this football team, and it's obvious with the way they distribute the football. He'll go to his tight end, he'll go to his wide receiver, running back, so they're not afraid to go to the variety of people on this offensive football team.
Two tight ends set, the handoff goes to Salam. Nowhere to go for the rookie out of Colorado. His 5th carry of the drive, 5 carries, 18 yards. It will be 2nd down and goal.
And here's where this Jaguar defense last week really stood the challenge. And really, there you see the defensive coordinator, Dick Duran, who I actually played with in my early years in Cincinnati. And I was a defensive coordinator coming down from Green Bay, where he's been for several years prior to this year. You'll see how this Jaguar defense does in the red zone.
2nd and goal. Kramer looking end zone. The pass deflected. Don Davey, the ex-Green Bay Packer, got a piece of it at the line of scrimmage.
And just as we talk about their defense really standing up, elevating their play down at the end of the field, you see coming from the backside, Don Davey, just as Kramer's getting ready to throw the football, swats the ball away from the blind side. There's no way that Kramer can see that. And right there, Kramer's lucky that it wasn't snatched from his hand and taken the other way.
11th play of the drive upcoming. 3rd and goal. Kramer lobs it up, looking for Robert Green. It will be 4th and goal. And out comes the field goal unit, led by kicker Kevin Butler. So the Jaguars hold the Bears on 3 downs inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Kenny, a lot of times people are looking for stats, looking at defensive linemen, how many sacks do you have? And right here on this drive, they might have not gotten the sack, but they deflected 2 passes. And right here, they're holding them to a field goal attempt.
25-yard attempt. The holder is Chris Gedney. Butler perfect this season. He continues his perfection, now 8 of 8. The Bears strike first.
You look at it right here, excellent coverage. Kramer doing the right thing. We can stop it right about here. You see all the guys, they've got 2 here. All the Bears covered, which makes Erik Kramer throw the ball, a smart move, out of the end zone.
Todd Sauer runs first kickoff, reached the end zone. This one taken by Willie Jackson at the 6. Jackson to the outside, and he is finally driven out of bounds. At the 28-yard line, John Mangum made the stop. 23-yard return by Jackson. They trail the Chicago Bears 3-0.
Feeding time. We're hoping the cats are out and very hungry this afternoon.
And it is 1st down 10 for the Jaguars. Players blown dead. Our referee this afternoon is Bob McElwee.
False start prior to the snap. Number 50, offense. 5 yards, 1st down.
Right guard, Tom Myslinski. I was afraid that would not come out the way I wanted to, but the right guard, number 50 out of Tennessee, the 3rd-year player.
So it is now 1st and 15, our first penalty of the afternoon. 3 wide receivers for the Jaguars. The lone back is Stewart. And Brunell's pass is complete up near the 30-yard line. The tight end, Rich Griffith. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's go to Hollywood and James Brown.
Kenny, Tampa Bay hoping for a victory over division rival Minnesota. Gets an early start as Erik caps up a 10-play, 71-yard drive with the touchdown run. Tampa Bay leads 7-3 in the first. Back to Kenny and Anthony.
The first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sure sounds different for a lot of people.
Buccaneers 4 up, 2 down, 6 yards on the first down pass play to Griffith. 2nd and 9, and
Alonzo Spellman
taking the page out of the Jaguars playbook. Jacksonville knocked down 2 Kramer passes. Spellman moved over to the left side in his 4th season out of Ohio State.
He's got that big wingspan, just getting those big arms up there. As you look, he's got a little tape on him, but he's got some humongous arms. Had a chance to play in a basketball game with them in the offseason. I thought he was going to bring down the basket. I mean, everybody cleared the paint as he came through the paint and slam dunked it. And right there, he uses that ability to get up to knock it down.
3rd down and 9. Richard Dent has checked in for the Bears on 3rd down. Close to the first down is Cedric Tillman. We'll see where they spot the ball. Gain of about 9 from Brunell to the 4th-year man, Tillman. Here come the chains.
The chain gang.
First down. So Cedric Tillman, whose cousin Lewis, running back, plays for the Bears. Tillman with his 2nd reception. Jaguars moved the ball well on their first drive. 9-play drive, but they missed the field goal from 48 yards out. And it's now 1st and 10. Jaguars on their own 38-yard line. James Stewart met immediately by Alonzo Spellman.
There it is, that Bear defense, tough against the run. And you mentioned a name that isn't, not only has he improved against the run, Alonzo Spellman, but with his play being elevated, he's improved that whole Bear defense. He's one of the first guys they talk about when they talk about that improved defense against the run, and right there, he's right in on the play.
1-yard pickup by Stewart. 2nd down and 9. Bears lead 3-0. Late first quarter from Municipal Stadium in Jacksonville. Brunell over the middle, in and out of the hands of the tight end, Griffith.
Got a penalty flag on the field. You have Brian DeMarco and Spellman going after it after the play, or maybe it was a continuation.
Personal foul, number 90 defense, unnecessary roughness, 15 yards, first down.
As a coach, you want your players to be physical. You want them to be intense. But once the play's over, you want to do it right here. You see Spellman going against DeMarco. You want it to stop afterwards and not, you see right there, the hand to the face, just taking the face, the head all the way back to begin with, and then he gives him a headbutt there. But it started with the hand in the face. Right there, there's another hand in the face. Those are just uncalled for. You have to be able, like I was saying, to be intense, but you have to be able to control it and use it between the whistles.
The Bears, the least penalized team in the NFL this season, but Spellman undisciplined there. 15-yard penalty. Jaguars in Bears territory on the 46. Stewart pulled down by Al Fontenot, the defensive right end, after a gain of 2.
You know, it's interesting. They've been running the majority of the time to the right side behind Myslinski and DeMarco. I'm surprised they haven't. Maybe they're just setting it up. They haven't run to the left behind Tony Baselli, their #1 pick. In fact, the highest lineman taken since 1989, a 3-time All-American out of Southern Cal.
Sounds familiar. First-round pick, offensive lineman, Southern Cal.
Well, it's actually my first time seeing this young guy play in person. I've watched some tape preparing for this game, but I've been impressed.
Griffith up to the 40-yard line. Ron Cox on the tackle. So it will be 3rd down and 4 after the short completion.
As we take a look at Tony Baselli, the thing that impresses me that he's 6'7", 323, but the way he moves those big feet, has great foot speed. See a little extra action there after the play. I think that the Bears realize that the Jaguars have 2 young offensive tackles. They probably want to distract them by doing things like that.
That would certainly distract me. Third down and 4. Quick slant to Randy Jordan. Not enough for the first down. Marty Carter made the stop and a flag on the play.
You might see a first down here for the Jaguars. To me, it looks like maybe a late hit.
It is on the Bears.
Personal foul. Number 92 defense. Late hit out of bounds.
That's Barry Minter.
15 yards. First down.
Backup linebacker who comes down in the third down situation as their nickel backer. Right here you see him. He's down on the ground, and then he falls right on top of him. And Kenny, you made a great point, and we saw the graphic. This is the least penalized football team. A lot of credit has to go to Dave Wanstead, but right here in the first quarter, they're making some mistakes that are not typical of the Chicago Bear football team.
Prior to this afternoon, only 133 penalty yards against the Bears in 5 games. 30 here today on the 2 15-yard penalties. First and 10 for the Jaguars on the Chicago 22-yard line. Play action. Wide open once again, the tight end, Griffith. Down to 3. Gain of 18 yards for Rich Griffith, his 3rd completion.
Jacksonville has to be excited about the way this offensive football team is coming along, especially with 2 rookie tackles as we've been talking. Mark Brunell, who doesn't have a whole lot of NFL experience, right there. An opportunity just to stand straight there in the pocket, follow through, and fire it to his tight end, Rich Griffith. As they're inside the 5, first and goal.
Players blown dead prior to the snap. Anthony, the Jaguars perfect over their last 10 red zone opportunities. The Bears called timeout just prior to the snap.
I saw Richard Dent standing up looking towards the official, so it's obvious he got it just in time. Something going wrong over there. Right here you see Richard Dent. You see him right behind John Theory there. Number 95 is Richard Dent, and John Theory, 94, is signaling timeout.
First and goal upcoming for the Jacksonville Jaguars inside the Bears' 4-yard line.
Inside the 4-yard line, and they bring in Bruce Wilkerson, number 68, to get a little bigger bulk up the front there, up in front.
Long-time Raider. National Football League season. Leading the way for the Jaguars was number 98, Corey Mayfield, a defensive tackle playing fullback on first down.
Well, they're pulling a page out of the Chicago Bear offense where they put Jim Flanagan in at fullback. Of course, going back to the days of the refrigerator Harry, right here they bring Corey Mayfield in. You see him right here as a fullback who's going to lead up through the hole. Why not put an extra offensive lineman in there at tight end, put a defensive lineman at fullback. Get some beef in there.
Second and goal. Play action. Brunell throws it out of the end zone. The intended receiver, the tight end, Griffith.
John Theory and Ron Cox putting the pressure on Brunell, which allowed right here. You see 94, John Theory, second-year player. Mark Brunell's ability to scramble and get away from him allows him to make that throw, but overthrows it. Another thing we have to look at, Kenny, is 8 for 8 when they're down here scoring the football.
Third down and goal. The tight end keeps in motion. And the players blown dead. Flags at the line of scrimmage.
Going before disallowing the play has to be motion.
Ball start prior to the snap. Number 50. Offense.
Second one on Tom Myslinski.
Third down.
He played for the Bears last year.
And when you have that type of a stat, when you get down there and you scored 8 times out of 8 times, that's because you're not creating or making penalties like this. You cannot afford to have them, especially down at this end. I tell you, that was a tough one to really say that he moved before the ball was snapped, because there was other people moving as he was moving.
From the 8-yard line, quick pass to Stewart. He is into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Make that 9 out of 9 with 7 touchdowns now for the Jaguars. And you'll see Novak right here at left guard making a nice block as he lets Richard Dent go by. The screen thrown to James Stewart. You see him right there, Mark Carrier, just kind of covering him up. Carrier went down to hit Stewart in the legs, but Jeff Novak, the left guard, just covered him up enough to allow Stewart to get into the end zone.
Extra point attempt by Cottis. Stewart scored his first NFL touchdown a week ago. This is his first receiving touchdown, 7-yard strike from Brunell.
Second time that the Jaguars have had the ball, no problem moving the ball downfield, mixing up their plays extremely well. Right here, they know they were unsuccessful running the ball, passing the ball, so they go to the screen. They're successful, 6 points. As we take a look at Mark Brunell's reaction. Yes. Nicely executed drive.
12 plays, 72 yards. And the rookie out of Tennessee, James Stewart, on the 7-yard touchdown pass. The Jaguars could have selected the Heisman Trophy winner, Rashaan Salaam, but instead they went with Stewart. And it pays dividends here in the first quarter. Jaguars lead 7-3.
Kenny, talking to their offensive line coach before the game, Mike Mazur, we were talking about the crowd, and I said, this place must have been rocking last week during the Pittsburgh game. He said they definitely were. The key to today is to get them into the game early, and as they've scored this touchdown, the fans are getting into it. If they continue to build this momentum, you can bet that this crowd will be a factor.
Nate Lewis still on his feet. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The return by Lewis, 30 yards. That's the end of the first quarter, with the Jaguars leading the Bears 7-3. With Anthony Munoz. Anthony, fired up crowd, over 70,000 here in Jacksonville, and they're enjoying this one.
There's no question about it. When the crowd gets excited, it gets the players excited. I mentioned before we went to the break, offensive line coach Mike Mazur said, he told me last week, late in the game when they were playing the Steelers, they needed the crowd for the defense, and they were there. Helped them out tremendously.
1st and 10 for the Bears from their own 34. Kramer on first down has a receiver. It's Curtis Conway. Gain of 11 and a Bears first down.
Curtis Conway talking to Coach Wannstedt, a player that coming into camp and coming out of camp, as you look at him at the top of the screen, really stepped his play in. He drove Vinnie Clark off just enough to come back and get that separation so Kramer could hit him. But they've been extremely happy with the way this #1 pick has really turned it up.
Chevy in motion. On first down, play action. Kramer looking for Conway again. Triple coverage, and it is incomplete.
And he was wide open there at the beginning, but as you mentioned, triple coverage. 3 guys converged, and they got there quick enough to knock the ball down.
2nd and 10, Chicago, the 46-yard line.
Little play action. Kramer goes back. The secondary doesn't actually bite on it, but Conway does get past Dumas, and right there, They converge and knock it down. Mickey Washington there. The ball hung up too long, giving those defensive backs time to get there.
Second down and 10. Kramer up top. The fullback, Tony Carter. His 11th reception of the season. Brian Schwartz made the stop. And right now, let's go to James Brown in Hollywood for this McDonald's game break.
All right, Kenny, take a look at Green Bay continuing its mastery over Detroit early. Play action. Brett Favre to Joyce 11's first touchdown as a pro. Green Bay leading 10-0 in the second. Let's take it back to Tim and Joe.
Brett Favre with Mike Holmgren, that West Coast offense. They were saying he was going to miss Sterling Sharp, but it doesn't appear that way yet.
And the Packers with the lead, third down and 2. On the draw, Robert Green to the outside, and he is pulled down. Looks to be short of the first down marker. James Williams, who missed the last 2 weeks, former New Orleans Saint, made the stop.
Robert Green, who comes in on third down situations. The back they prefer to come out of the backfield catching the football right there. They give it to him on a draw. As once again, we get the chain gang coming out. Measurement time.
Fourth down and 1 upcoming. There's 4 or 5 this season on fourth down. The crowd on their feet here in Jacksonville. 4th and inches.
And what they need this time, unlike third down, they need the back, if they give it to them, to take it straight upfield and get that short yardage here.
Kramer keeps it himself. It looks as if Bears have the first down inside the 45-yard line of the Jaguars.
I mentioned give it to the back so he can run straight upfield, or the quarterback take it. Either way, you got to get that positive yardage. Can't sit back there and dance. Gives the defense, as quick as these guys are, gives them a chance to converge. And you can't do that when you're back there.
First down, Bears. Last week, Chicago with 27 first downs, Carolina only 10. Dave Wanstead said if you look at the stats, you would think the Bears won by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Yet it took the last-minute 1-yard plunge by Robert Green. They also controlled the ball for about 35 minutes. Carolina just 25.
And then talking to Mark Carrier, the defensive back, he says, you got to stop giving up the big plays. So it's obvious that they out first down them, but they have to cut down on the big plays they're allowing.
The pitchback goes to Rashawn Salam. Extends across the 40 to the 38-yard line, a gain of 6 yards. For Salam, who said he wanted to prove to Jacksonville they made a mistake by not selecting him with that 19th overall draft pick. Salam said he grew up a Raider fan in Southern California, and he is thrilled to play for the Bears. 6 carries so far today. The youngest player in the NFL.
You know what impressed me? Not only was he humble and soft-spoken, but how big he was. He was really thick up top, and Willie Keith, the running back coach, said he's an avid weightlifter.
Salam once again. Harry Dolan made the stop. Yes, Rashawn Salam, just 21 years of age. His dad, Harold Washington, played briefly in the NFL with your former club, the Cincinnati Bengals. His dad's career stats, 1 carry, 4 yards. He then went up to the CFL.
And I asked him, his father started at Colorado, then went to San Diego State. I said, did your father have an influence on you going to Colorado? And he said, not really. I wasn't aware of it until after I was there.
Rashawn said he liked the colors of the Buffalo's uniform. Third down and 3. Kramer looking for Graham. Out of bounds. Dave Thomas thought he picked off Kramer, but Thomas ruled out of bounds. It will be 4th down and 3.
Basically, what Erik Kramer said on this play is, I'm going to put it up there. I want you to fight and get this one. But Dave Thomas, number 41, excellent coverage and went up. Had control, but the question was his feet inbounds? The official says no. Right there, you see the left foot out of bounds, not a catch.
Here's Todd Sauerbrunn, his first punt today. And it's a good one as the Bears got it inside the 10-yard line. Dave Wannstedt concerned that on situations like that, Sauerbrunn would punt the ball out of the end zone. 30-yarder forces the Jaguars back.
Life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers want it. A Subway. Now that's a sandwich. By Hertz. For business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz. And by Smith Barney, a member of the Travelers Group. Smith Barney. They make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
The newest team in the National Football League against the oldest. The Jacksonville Jaguars lead the Chicago Bears 7-3. Early second quarter as the Jaguars start out from deep in their own territory. Stewart on first down bottled up, and he loses a yard. After centuries of seeking a cure for baldness, the search is finally over. Move over, Fabio, because Al Bundy's got a hot new look on a brand new episode of Married with Children. Tonight at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
That kind of looked like the hair I had my rookie year.
Which we had a chance to see a picture of a couple of weeks back.
Personal foul. Illegal crackback block.
Well, maybe that wasn't the call.
Number 82.
Oh, okay.
The penalty will be declined. Second down.
Wide receiver Jimmy Smith coming back into the area where you can't come back into an area and block below the waist. That's where you start getting into the danger zone. You know, when you come out from as a wide receiver or a guy that's outside and you come in, guys that aren't aware that you're coming back and you hit them below the waist. That's where the injury factor, you got to watch that. You see him right here on the ground. That's Vincent Smith there, number 55, the outside linebacker.
With the play clock running down, Brunell calls timeout. Brunell from the end zone. Wide open, Willie Jackson. An second all-time leading receiver at the University of Florida. Vincent Smith and Jeremy Lincoln combined on the stop.
Willie Jackson having a big day last week. Had 6 catches for 94 yards against the Steelers. As you see right there for the season, 21 catches, 2 touchdowns.
Six-yard gain, 3rd down and 6. Richard Dent has once again checked in on 3rd down. Brunell under pressure. Brunell takes it himself and dives to the 20-yard line. Looks as if he has the first down.
I don't know about you, but he played behind a guy up in Green Bay that he has reminded me of right here on this run, that being Brett Favre. Reckless, tough. Right here, he knows he wants to get the first down. He goes over Magnum. Unbelievable. Richard Dent coming in. He was determined. It was amazing. We talked to him about Brett Favre. We asked him, well, what did he learn playing behind him? And he kind of laughed and said, well, I learned what not to do. Some of the things that Brett Favre's working on in his career.
Brunell on first down has a receiver. It's Jackson. Another Jaguars first down. You know, the replay of Brunell, Anthony, looked just like Favre diving into the end zone against Atlanta last year, the final game in Milwaukee at County Stadium, the game-winning touchdown in December.
I guess that was a play that right when he dove like that, that same play is what I was thinking about. Gutsy quarterbacks that are willing to do whatever it takes to get a first down or get in the end zone. Right here, not bad, 12 of 17.
Also 2 carries, 14 yards. James Stewart started left, goes right. Game 6.
You have to love a back that has the ability to start onside and then have the great vision and the great cutback ability to take it back when he sees things clogged up. That's exactly what James Stewart does on that play.
Second down and 3. Brunell to the right side. Willie Jackson. Another Jacksonville first down. Across midfield to the 48-yard line of the Bears. 15-yard pass play. And for Willie Jackson, his 3rd reception of this first half.
Kenny, as we talked to Mark Carrier last night, we asked him, what scares you about these wide receivers? And he said, right here, the run after the catch. He said, these guys are so big and physical that you see a lot of guys either missing tackles or as they go to tackle these wide receivers, they can't bring them down alone. As you see Brian DeMarco being helped off the field, the rookie right tackle.
He's replaced by Bruce Wilkerson, who we saw earlier on the left side.
9-year veteran out of Tennessee, was at the Raiders last year, and he has been helping out these young offensive linemen, even though he hasn't been in there playing a lot.
The delay goes to Stewart. Stewart met by Brunell Wolford after a gain of 6.
We've been talking about Tony Baselli. We take a look at the big guy on the backside. A lot of times you might not think that it's that important. You see him right here. He just kind of comes across field, stays on the block. Joe Kane, he hits initial hit, but he's not satisfied with that. He takes him down to the turf, and a lot of times those backside blocks are just as important as the front side blocks.
Remember, the Jaguars began this drive all the way back on their own 6-yard line. Stewart, this time to the left side. Marty Carter grabs hold of James Stewart, but could not pull him down. He is close to the first down marker.
Now we see Tony Baselli coming, the run coming onside. You see right here, going against John Theory, takes that nice outside step, and he just drives him right out as he stays on him. That's a sign of a lineman that, if it's not already a great lineman, will be a great lineman or a superior lineman when once he makes a contact, he continues to drive the guy, and he's not satisfied with just the initial contact. It's something that doesn't come. You have to work on it. You work on it out on practice, and then you apply it here in the game.
Now remember, Baselli missed most of training camp. He did not play in any preseason games. Sat out the first couple of weeks of the regular season.
Had his knee scoped. If you remember, as we talked to Coach Coughlin, he was mentioning how quickly, after being out for that length of time, and it comes from his smarts and his awareness of the game, how quickly he's picking things up. It hasn't taken him a long time to pick up the offense, to pick up the thing, and he's only going to get better, as you see the head coach right there. He's only going to get better with game experience, and it's going to help out his game awareness and ability to make those adjustments in game situations.
3rd down and inches. The Jaguars just short. Ernest Gibbons in motion. James Stewart has the first down and more across the 35. Stewart the workhorse during this Jacksonville Jaguars drive.
Kenny, as we talked in the opening about confidence, the confidence that is being built by this Jaguar team, as you see James Stewart making a nice cut there to avoid the tackler, you have to believe that the confidence is continuing to grow here in this first half because, first of all, this Bear defense has not been able to stop this Jaguar offense.
10th play of the drive on the Bears' 35-yard line. Brunell dumps it off. It's complete. Vaughn Dunbar, the former New Orleans Saint, He's met by Joe Kane after a gain of 3.
We're going to take a look right here. We're talking Basile, but things you cannot or don't come as quickly as this. Nice kick, a great punch that gets the separation from the defensive lineman. And the thing that impresses me, as I said earlier, his foot speed and the balance that he shows. He bends at the knees, has a great football position, and he doesn't lean forward at the waist.
In and out of the hands of Stewart. Brunell had completed 5 consecutive pass attempts. He is 14 of 20. And the Jaguars today, Anthony, have moved the ball extremely well. Their first drive, 9 plays. The touchdown drive, 12 plays, 72 yards. And this will be the 12th play of this drive.
And they're mixing it up very, very well. That's the thing that's impressive. Sure, the impressive thing of moving it downfield, but how they've mixed it up. The different receivers he's thrown to.
Yes, 7 different receivers so far this first half. Brunell takes it himself this time, well short of the first down marker. He loses a yard. And Mike Hollis, who missed from 48 earlier, will come on once again.
So Wydell, in theory there, he's changing a few words. As you look at the view from at the defense and the excellent coverage they had. A little adjustment going on there. They got the safeties back. Right here, if you stop it, you got them all covered, and there's no way that a quarterback is going to throw the football when you have that kind of coverage by the defensive backs.
49-yard attempt by Hollis. Has the distance. It is good. Hollis hit from 53 last week. This time from 49 as the Jaguars extend their lead over the Bears. It's now 10-3. Jaguars leading the Chicago Bears 10-3. Jaguars have won their last 2 games, 17-16 in Houston, 20-16 last week over the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had lost their first 4. The Bears 3-2 victories over Minnesota, Tampa Bay, and Carolina. They have lost to the Green Bay Packers and the St. Louis Rams. The kickoff from Hollis, played by Nate Lewis at the 3. Lewis up the middle, still on his feet, and he is finally taken down by Jimmy Smith after a return of 32 yards. Our Aflac trivia question this afternoon: who are the only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL that have taken every snap from center? Bears will start out from their own 37-yard line. They trail the Jaguars 10-3. Anthony, Chicago's lowest point total so far this season, 24 in their Week 2 loss to Green Bay. So they have moved the ball extremely well throughout the first 5 weeks. But today, nearly a 2-1 margin in time of possession. A little over 2-1. And the first time pass incomplete. Intended for Rashawn Salam, and Erik Kramer just 4 of 11.
Well, one of the things we talked to Rashawn Salam last night about was his ability to catch the football coming out of the backfield. And right here you see the ball a little far out of his reach, but, catchable ball. And he said, well, that's something that I have to work on. Now, he admitted it. I haven't been doing a good job, even at practice, catching the football.
Here's Salam taking the handoff. Gain of a yard. Gilganius once again with the hard hit.
And that was a big hit, Kenny, by Keith Gilganius, the middle linebacker. Salam sees the hole, and as they do most of the times in this league, they don't stay open that long. You have to get in that hole, you hit it and get through it. But Keith Gilganius closed it up and put a big hit on the rookie.
If the holes in the Colorado line may have stayed open a bit longer.
That's true.
3rd down and 8. Kramer over the middle, and he has the first down. Anthony Johnson, the fullback, his 9th reception this season. That quiets the crowd. Mike Dumas took down Johnson after a gain of 25 yards.
See him right here in the backfield coming out. And as we talk to the coaches and a lot of the players, they keep reiterating the point that we don't have a superstar on this football team. It's a matter of all the players working together and doing their part, being successful.
First down on the Jaguars 43. Kramer dumps it off, and that is Rashawn Salam's first reception of the season. And he works his way down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Gain of about 21 yards.
Kenny, you think he remembered that last hit by Keith Gogenius on him when he was running the football? Because here he receives the ball out of the backfield. Maybe he wasn't aware that it was the linebacker, but he runs right through the tackle of number 54, and he says, no way are you bringing me down this time. Maybe a little too high on that one. He's got to get a little lower on a strong running back like that.
2-minute warning from Jacksonville. In which two quarterbacks have taken every snap for their respective teams this season.
I got to admit, as I studied for this game, right here on my sheet, I have it written down, Brett Favre and Erik Kramer. Is that it?
That's a first.
Yeah, first correct answer for me all year.
Week 7. Brett Favre and Erik Kramer. Kramer to the air. Inside the 15-yard line. The tight end, Keith Jennings. Brother of your former teammate, Stanford Jennings, and the Bears call timeout.
Of course, Stanford Jennings ran a kickoff back in Super Bowl 23 for a touchdown. Keith Jennings, a little bigger than his brother.
Well, it looked as if Kramer signaled timeout, but the Bears to the line of scrimmage. On first down, Salam takes a hit just shy of the 10-yard line. Clock continues to run with 1:19 to go, and now the Bears call timeout. Jaguars 10, the Bears 3. We'll be back.
Anthony Carter does right here. A nice block, just enough on defensive end Jeff Lageman to get Rashawn Salam around the corner. Right here. You would think they're in Chicago playing in Soldiers Field with that big clump of grass on his helmet.
You know, the injured Bear fullback, Raymond Harris, admitted that Carter is a better blocker than himself. And the Bears were able to do more things with Carter at fullback than Harris. And that's coming right from the mouth of Harris. Second down and 6 from the Jaguars 10. Kramer looking end zone wide open for the touchdown, Curtis Conway. His 5th touchdown this season. And the Bears pull within 1.
Kenny, it's amazing to watch Curtis Conway as he comes in motion. And as he comes in motion, he takes it across the middle of the field. And he really kind of runs into a bunch of traffic there. He does a little arm over swim of his tight end, Keith Jennings, as he goes by, and Kramer just tosses it up. Touchdown, Bears.
Kevin Butler, perfect this season. 16 of 16. And point after touchdowns make it 17 in a row. Curtis Conway, 4 touchdowns his first 2 seasons, 5 this year.
Well, you have to know where you're going on your pattern, but you also have to be aware of who's in the way or who's not in the way. As we take a look here from another angle, Curtis Conway, you'll see number 80 coming in here. All the bodies going to your left, and here he comes out. Nobody around him. Right there, Erik Kramer helping the official with the signal there, touchdown.
Kramer's touchdown to interception ratio now 12-2.
12-2.
Kramer has now set a new career high for touchdown passes in one season. He came in with 11, which tied his career high through 11 back in 1991 with Detroit.
And for Curtis Conway, touchdown number 5. this season in his first 2 years only had 4 touchdowns.
Anthony, coming up on the Dockers halftime scores from around the NFL. Plus, you don't want to miss the best of the NFL, this week's installment of Choice Cuts. That's all coming up next on the Dockers halftime. Good drive for Erik Kramer. Completed 4 out of 5. 57 yards. Willie Jackson. Jackson spins out to the 23. He was met by Keyshawn Johnson.
We look at Conway coming in motion. He'll take it right up here, and you see all these people in here that he avoids, but he gets wide open. And Kramer does a nice job knowing exactly where Curtis Conway, right there, you see him throw the football actually before he gets past the final line of defense, knowing that Curtis Conway and having the confidence that Curtis Conway is going to get to the point where he has to be.
1 minute, 8 seconds to go. First half, 7-play drive, culminating in the 10-yard touchdown pass. Kramer to Conway. Jaguars from the 24, Brunell out of the shotgun. And Brunell's pass incomplete. The intended receiver, Tillman. And he took a hit from Mark Carrier, 3-time Pro Bowl safety.
I tell you, he's been known for his big hits, and he comes up and makes a big one there because the ball was thrown nicely by Mark Brunell. There you see him. Just as the ball's getting to the receiver, Tillman, Mark Carrier gets there and knocks it loose.
Carrier, just another former USC Trojan.
You said it, not me.
Second down and 10. 1:03 to go. Brunell under pressure from Jim Flanagan, and he is taken down. Flanagan now with 5.5 sacks this season. Dave Wannstedt told us yesterday he has improved more in 1 year than any player he has ever been around.
Well, we talk right here. You see him coming through. We talk Conway on offense as far as a guy that's improved, stepped it up. On defense, as you just mentioned, Kenny, Jim Flanagan has been the guy that has just stepped up, and he's taken the starting job from Carl Simpson, who had been starting there.
Loss of 14 yards. First sack of the game. Third down and 24. They just get the snap off. Willie Jackson. It'll be 4th down and about 19. Bears call timeout, stop the clock with 22 seconds remaining. The Jaguars will punt it away. Chicago now with no timeouts remaining.
Well, hopefully they can get a good return on this punt. Maybe take a crack or two in the end zone with the receivers they have. We saw Curtis Conway last week go up and take one away from a Panther defender. So he knows that those guys can go up and get it.
Bears special teams coach Danny Abramowitz, who led the NFL in receiving back in 1969 with the Saints, 73 receptions. The Bears, one of the top special teams in the NFL. They've already blocked 2 punts this year. .22 seconds to go. Second quarter. Brian Parker, his first punt of the afternoon. Last week, Parker had 4 punts of 50 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jeff Graham is back deep. High snap, and an excellent punt by Parker, forcing Graham all the way back to the 30. A flag is thrown as Graham heads for the sidelines. 9 seconds tick off the clock. The punt by Parker, 56 yards.
And that was after a high snap and a lot of pressure by that Bears team. Had enough poise to just sit there, grab the snap, and get off a tremendous punt.
The penalty on the Jaguars.
Kenny, this is one area where the Bears have to improve. They would like a nice return here, but so far this year...
Holding, number 32.
32 is
Holding
Dunbar.
number 32 on the receiving team.
Oh, it's on the Bears.
That penalty will be assessed, and the receiving team will keep the ball first down.
Wayne Joseph, number 32 of the Chicago Bears.
Holding after the kick.
And they'll definitely decline it. But the point I was making before they got the penalty, they're not going to have another shot here before halftime to return a punt. But the Bears are only averaging 5.9 a return, where their opponents are averaging 12.3. So that's, you look at the special teams, and you have to say this is one area where we have to improve on.
13 seconds remaining. Bears with no timeouts remaining. Coming up on the Dockers halftime, scores from around the NFL. And this week's installment of Choice Cuts. Coming up next on the Dockers halftime. 1st and 10 for the Bears from their own 20. Kramer down to one knee, and that will do it for the first half. Dave Wanstead and the Bears tied with the Jacksonville Jaguars at halftime. 10-10 score. Each team with a field goal. James Stewart, 7-yard touchdown pass from Mark Brunell. Curtis Conway from Erik Kramer, 10-yard TD strike. So we are tied at 10 as this first half comes to an end.
We saw Coach Dave Wanstead talking to the official, wondering what's going on there. He's still not going into the locker room. Still trying to get something cleared up there. Something that happened just before halftime. You better believe he's going to go into the locker room and address the defense and figure out a way to hold this Jaguar offense from running down the field.
Yes, 3 long drives by the Jaguars, 9, 12, and 13 plays. We are tied at 10 at the half from Municipal Stadium in Jacksonville.
Well, right there, you see both teams have mentioned that they want to rush the football, and they're doing an excellent job. 117 yards for the Bears, 106 yards for the Jaguars. So they're doing what they had to do coming into the football game.
And as we mentioned, no turnovers. 1 missed field goal in the first half by the Jaguars, and a good first half for Mark Brunell.
Well, not only a good first half, but he's distributed the football in different areas. I mean, you know, right there you see wide receivers, 7 passes, tight ends 5, running back 3. So it's not like you can say, okay, this is his go-to guy. We have to double cover him or pay extra attention to him. He's going all over with the football.
7 different receivers for the Jaguars, including James Stewart.
James Stewart, their #1 pick. Offensive line doing a nice job. You see Big Wydell there in the middle. Richard Dent coming loose a little bit, but Brunell, enough time on the screen. They said Baselli making a nice block. Novak making a nice block. Stewart getting into the end zone.
And the Bears would tie the score on the 10-yard touchdown pass from Kramer to Curtis Conway.
And you saw how Curtis Conway came through all the traffic there to get open, and impressive how Kramer was able to make that throw before he got past the rest of the defenders, threw it to a spot knowing that he was going to be there.
The Jaguars will kick off as we begin this second half. Nate Lewis back deep for the Bears. Mike Hollis from his own 30. The kickoff forces Lewis all the way back deep in the end zone. So the Bears will start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Well, you've seen a couple strong kickers here today. Both guys able to put it deep in the end zone, and that helps out a defense when you can have the opposing offense start from the 20. Right here you see the Bears offense and what they've done rushing the football. In their 2 losses, only 70 yards or 69, close to 70 yards. But right here, 137 yards and controlling the clock. And that's been impressive.
The pitch back goes to Salam on 1st and 10. He works his way up to the 23-yard line. Rashawn Salam in the first half, 29 yards, 9 carries, and he starts things off here in the 3rd quarter for the Bears.
And looking at that stat, if they don't pick up this running game, it's going to add another one to the loss stat if the Jaguar defense continues to hold them down in the rushing department.
105 yards a week ago on 28 carries against the Carolina Panthers. Kramer on 2nd and 7. Over the middle, the pass is complete. The tight end, Keith Jennings, gains 5 yards. Tom McManus made the stop, Chicago area native from Wheeling High School, Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
He was out of football last year doing a little bartending before he got a call, and now he's playing quite a bit.
Big Bears fan growing up.
Big Bears fan and a big linebacker, 250-pound linebacker.
5 yards on the pass to Jennings. 3rd down and 2.
They come with the blitz.
First down for the Bears. Tony Carter up across the 40-yard line. Gain of about 13. Mike Dumas finally pulled down, the second-year fullback out of Minnesota.
Well, right there, the Jaguars come with the linebacker blitz, and then right here, they're bringing the safety, Harry Colin. Safety blitz. The offensive line does a nice job. Kramer does a nice job completing the pass to Tony Carter. So that can help you at times when you blitz some people, but if the offense reacts to it quickly, they can burn you.
Kramer puts the handoff to Salam, and he fires a bullet across midfield. It's Jennings once again. Gain of 20 yards. Keith Jennings in his 6th season out of Clemson. His 3rd reception today.
And we continue to talk right here. Keith Jennings. Right here, Keith Jennings. He releases from the tight end position. We continue to talk about the different receivers that Kramer throws to. And there he's not afraid to throw to his tight end, Jennings.
Kramer started the game 4 of 11. Since then, 7 straight completions. First down on the Jaguars' 39. Salam works his way across the 30. 9-yard gain. What a second effort by Rashawn Salam. He was finally taken down by the combination of Mark Williams and Vinnie Clark.
Well, we talked briefly before the start of the second half how the defenses had to come out here and stop the offenses. So far, the Bear offense has come out, and right there you see Kelvin Pritchett, who has a chance to make the tackle, but he doesn't. The Bears continuing to move the football effectively.
2nd down and 1. First down. Tony Carter. Gain of 6 yards for Tony Carter, only his 2nd carry this season.
You have to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. Jerry Fontenot in the middle, Jay Lewinberg, James Williams on that right side. They continue to attack that right side. Why not? At 6'7", 335 pounds, James Williams. Lewinberg at 290, and so is Fontenot. They're not doing a good job moving that Jaguar defensive front out of the way.
Bears mixing it up. Pass run. 1st and 10. Movement. Prior to the snap, Salam is met by Garganius. It is on the Jaguars.
Right in the middle of that Jaguar defensive
Offside,
front.
number 92, defense, 5 yards, first down.
And that's Don Davey, the defensive tackle. Right there you see Dick Geron. Right here, there's Davey and there's Pritchett. Both of them coming across. But they do call it on Don Davey. He had his choice, 94 or 92.
Synchronized.
That's right.
Don Davey spent 4 years with defensive coordinator Dick Geron in Green Bay. 1st and 5 following the penalty. Kramer, and it is almost picked off by Jeff Lageman, the longtime New York Jet. Kramer has not thrown an interception in 152 pass attempts. Lageman came close.
Right here, you see him. He drops back into coverage. The big defensive end are coming on a stunt, but he sees, well, I can't get through, so I'm going to drop back and try and intercept the football there, playing a little linebacker.
Wearing a linebacker's number.
Number 56, big linebacker.
2nd down and 5. Once again, movement as Robert Green takes the handoff. Spins across the 15-yard line down to the 12. He has the first down. And the call once again is on the Jaguars.
My guess would be is that Erik Kramer is working the snap count to his advantage.
Defense, penalty is declined. First down.
Penalty declined. Green picked up the first down. So the Bears with 1st and 10 on the Jaguars 12.
That can be a weapon for the offense, and your quarterback has the ability to pull the defense offsides. How he staggers the count, the inflection of his voice, and it appears that that's what's happened twice in this drive.
Nice play of the drive. Salam over the top. Now check that, Carter. Carter took the handoff from Kramer and gains 4. So on this drive alone, we have seen Carter, Salam, and Green take handoffs from Kramer. He's also gone to Jennings and Carter in the air. Play clock down to 2. Salam around right tackle, and he is met by a trio of Jaguars, led by Vinnie Clark and Harry Solon. 10-10 score. Jaguars led 10-3. And then late in the second quarter, Curtis Conway, 5th touchdown reception of the season from 10 yards out. And the Bears now facing 3rd down and 4 on the Jacksonville 6.
You have a drive like this, it's going to benefit your defense. Gives them an opportunity to rest, to be fresh. And you know those defensive players over on the other side of the football field are loving this drive by the Bear offense.
Kramer, Conway, touchdown!
Conway getting open, and Kramer right here, he just takes it and beats him to the inside, and he gets that step, and the ball is right there in a hurry. You see right here, making a nice catch. Kramer putting it right on the money. Little smile by Curtis Conway, who's having a super game today.
3 receptions, the last 2 in the end zone. 6-yard touchdown pass. Kramer to Conway. Kevin Butler for the extra point. The holder, Jay Lewenberg, and the Bears have taken the lead by the score of 17-10.
The legendary Nürburgring. It sounds crazy.
Jacksonville, Florida, the home of the National Football League's 30th franchise. The Jaguars, who have won 2 in a row, but they trail 17-10 thanks to the Erik Kramer, Curtis Conway touchdown pass. The kickoff is played by Willie Jackson. Jackson out to the 23-yard line. Return of 18 yards. Back from Jacksonville in a moment.
By Erik Kramer, but we'll also see what happened on this touchdown pass. Keith Jennings, as we see right here, you stop. The safety paying attention to the tight end, Keith Jennings, opens up this area and allows Kramer to hit Conway, who beats Vinnie Clark right there on the in move.
17-10 Bears. Jaguars have been outscored 51-6 in the third quarters of their 7 games this season. They start from their own 23. Rashae Meston, the fullback, takes the handoff, picks up 3 yards. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, here's James Brown in Hollywood.
Hey, Kenny, back in Indianapolis, the Colts looking good. Jim Harbaugh finds a big tight end. Ken Dilger dragging across the middle. He bulls his way into the end zone. Colts on top 12-7 in the third. Back to Kenny and Anthony.
Well, the Colts leading the 49ers.
Colts coming on. A lot of talent on that football team.
Big comeback a week ago. Brunell to the air. Ernest Gibbons. Right around the first down marker. Gibbons, the all-time leading receiver in Houston Oilers history. He missed the last 3 games with a hamstring injury.
In fact, last year was his first year. He had a string of 8 seasons where he had 50 or more catches, tied with Gary Clark for that record, but he did have under 50 last year. And Brian DeMarco, the big right tackle, is back in the football game for the Jaguars.
There he is, number 73, rookie out of Michigan State, second-round draft pick. First down for the Jaguars. Play action. Brunell with loads of time. Another first down. Flag on the play. Willie Jackson.
Brunell pass complete to Willie Jackson. Penalty flag.
Flag right around the area in which Jackson made the reception, and the penalty is called on the Bears.
Illegal contact. Number 39. Defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
That was Jeremy Lincoln, and the reason why, maybe he had that penalty thrown on him, because when you give your quarterback that much time, as you see him right here, you give your quarterback that much time, he can just sit back there and wait and wait. You see him with the left hand there. To me, it looked like the wide receiver might have just given him a little shove to get that separation, but it was called on Jeremy Lincoln.
And Willie Jackson with 5 receptions, 48 yards this afternoon. Jaguars on their own 45-yard line. Desmond Howard, former Heisman Trophy winner, out of the lineup with the ankle injury. So Gibbons back in the starting lineup with Jackson. And a big game for Willie Jackson. James Stewart bottled up. Good second effort. And gains positive yardage. It looks as if he would be caught behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Al Fontenot, number 96, had the tremendous penetration, but he wasn't able to get the running back. If we take a look at it here, you'll see right here, DeMarco coming across, Rich Griffin trying to block him there, and he just takes a hard inside rush, and just enough for James Stewart to get around him.
Stewart, second down and 6. Here's Stewart again. Across midfield, led by Jim Flanagan. And a flag on the play, some more extracurricular activity.
I saw number 67, Jeff Novak, fly through that area, blocking downfield. See a couple of defensive backs pushing and shoving after the play. No question about it, both of these teams being very intense.
Personal foul.
Well, let's check it out again. Let's see the exact number.
More discussion amongst the officiating crew.
And Dave Wydell, the center, checking out what this is.
Personal foul. Number 67. Offense. Unnecessary roughing.
Jeff Novak, another Illinois native from Arlington Heights, Illinois, going against his hometown team, the Bears.
And that's who I saw flying across. If we look at it right here, there, oh my, on number 55, Vincent Smith. He's downfield blocking, but as the official just called, a little too late.
Remember, it was Vincent Smith, the recipient of that blow, who was fined $12,000 earlier this season for his hit on Chris Miller. And this time it's Novak called for the penalty as he went at Smith.
And maybe there's a reason there. Maybe Novak aware that Vincent Smith so far has 6 solo tackles and 2 assists. Maybe trying to keep him out of the play.
Jaguars forced back out to their own 37. Second down at 18. Brunell's pass in and out of the hands of the tight end, Rich Griffin. Good coverage from Vincent Smith.
Vincent Smith making the big hit.
And right now, let's return to James Brown in Hollywood.
All right, San Francisco answering right back. Steve Young, the handoff to Derek Lavelle. He pulls his way across a 3-yard dash. And San Fran back on top by 2 in the third. Back to Kenny and Anthony.
Gee, that was quick.
I think maybe you've seen a couple times where they've answered after being down and people scoring on them.
14-12 Niners. Here in Jacksonville, 17-10 Bears. Spellman as Brunell escapes the pressure. And the pass is picked off by Brunell Wolford, his 4th interception this season. Well, perhaps the Jaguars would have taken the sack.
Well, we mentioned Brian DeMarco back in the lineup, but it was Alonzo Spellman putting the pressure on Brunell, who actually flushed him, threw it up. You see right here, Spellman making almost a clean whiff, or DeMarco clean whiff in there. Brunell throwing it, not a good result.
First turnover of the game. The Jacksonville Jaguars trailing the Bears 17-10. The Jaguars turn the ball over for the first time. They did not turn the ball over last week against the Steelers. Kramer to the air on first down, and he overthrows Conway.
Had him wide open, but overthrew him. The defender slipped. As we look at the interception and why it happened, right here you see DeMarco and Spellman right from the beginning. Spellman beats DeMarco mainly because DeMarco does not take a wide enough step initially. Gets his shoulders turned, and then Brunell tries to force it in. Joseph tips it, the old tip drill to Darnell Wolford, who makes the interception.
26th of his career. Second down and 10. Rashawn Salam up the middle, first down. And he is finally pulled down by Mike Dumas after a gain of 13 yards.
A young man that told us, as you mentioned earlier, Kenny, he wanted to come in and show people that maybe they should have drafted him. Tremendous hole there, and he just shoots right through it, takes it, and it's the secondary that has to make the tackle. When that happens, not a good sign for your defense. You hate to have those defensive backs, the last line of defenders, making tackles.
On first down, Salam once again pulls his way up towards the 25-yard line.
Tackled by Mike Dumas.
Close to another first down. Yes, it is.
Kenny, in a play that the Bears run quite a bit is the lead draw. We have it right here. You have the halfback and the fullback who leads through the hole, and then they give it to the halfback. He's got a nice little blocker right in front of him in addition to the offensive lineman block, and he just follows his blocker, and it worked to perfection on that time.
Out of the Dallas Cowboys playbook, here's Robert Green. Green all the way down to the 11 out of flag, perhaps a late hit as Green was pulled out of bounds, or a face mask. Mike Dumas forcing Green out of bounds. 14-yard gain, and it is a face mask.
5-yard face mask foul. Number 38, defense. That's enforced from the end of the play. First down.
Third run of longer than 10 yards on this drive.
Well, Robert Green taking the quick pitch and getting outside. You see right there, Jay Leuenberg leading the way. Nice block. Opens up that hole, and it's not a major face mask, but enough to get 5 yards. Barely grabs it.
First and goal from the 6. Tony Carter down to the 3. Vinnie Clark makes the tackle on the fullback, Carter.
Well, the Bears, the chance to go up after the big turnover. You mentioned the first turnover by the Jaguars. After the long drive, 80-yard drive, the Bears come out to open the second half, and here they have an opportunity to give their defense even more rest.
We talked about time of possession in the first half. Over 18 minutes for the Jaguars, but this third quarter has been all Bears. On second down, Robert Green caught for a loss. Joel Spingy along with Jeff Lageman.
Jeff Lageman coming over from the Jets. Does a nice job getting penetration as he plays off the block, continues to work to the outside. Pauls tried to cut back, but Lageman right there, getting good extension with the arms, keeping the offensive lineman away from him, giving him a chance to see the ball carrier. Once you see the ball carrier, then you can toss the offensive lineman and make the play as he did there.
3rd and goal from the 4. Kramer looking end zone. It will be 4th down. Last week, the Jaguars held the Steelers on 4th down twice. It is now 4th and goal.
You see Jeff Lageman right here, who made the tackle last down right here, putting a little pressure, makes the hit late. And as we talked to him on Friday afternoon, he says, we might not be getting the sacks, but we're putting the hits on the quarterback. In fact, I think he said we had 15 hits on the Steeler quarterback, and you better believe when you hit a quarterback 15 times during the ball game, that makes him think about that pass rush.
Here's Butler, who hit from 25 earlier. He remains perfect this season. 22-yard field goal by Kevin Butler. The Bears out on top by 10.
Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard.
Kenny Albert, Anthony Munoz in Jacksonville, late 3rd quarter. Bears 20, Jaguars 10. Todd Sauerbrunn kicks it off. Once again, deep in the end zone. So a much better day this afternoon for Sauerbrunn, the 2nd-round draft pick out of West Virginia.
Working.
Language as a football player, and right here, Jay Lewinberg, little sign language to his holder there. I'm not sure, he's trying to get his attention. You can see the holder looking at the kicker. Finally, he realizes, okay, he's looking at me. Time to stop with the sign language. I don't know. Sometimes there's some grunts, you know, some just kind of winking of the eye to communicate with your teammates. I've never seen that one there by center. Right here. Maybe the second coming of Bam Bam Bigelow.
The language of the NFL.
That's right.
Jaguars from the 20. Stewart. 1st down and more. James Stewart says to his son, Salam, can you top this? 21 yards. His longest run from scrimmage as a pro.
And I like how both these teams are mixing it up. Right here, the Jaguars continue to mix it up. They pulled the big #1 tackle from the backside, getting a nice block on Vincent Smith. That's Tony Basile at 325, pulling from the left tackle, helping James Stewart just run downfield. Good execution by this Jaguar offense on this first play.
1st down on the 41-yard line. Brunell to the air on 1st down. Over the middle, it's batted by Flanagan. Nearly picked off.
Kenny Brian DeMarco had a rough week last week against Kevin Green of the Steelers. You see him here going Alonzo Spellman one-on-one. Takes the step to the outside, but he gets his weight over his feet as he's going to the outside. You have to maintain your balance because it's easy for those defensive linemen to shoot back inside, just as Spellman did there, putting the pressure on Mark Brunell.
And that leads to 2nd down and 10. 3 wide receivers for the Jaguars. Brunell fires down the middle. It's complete. Ernest Gibbons has the 1st down. Get it 17 yards.
What happens a lot of times on offensive schemes, you need your backs, your tight ends to help out a little bit. You see DeMarco once again going against Spellman. It's a little help from James Stewart, very little help from James Stewart, but just enough of a hit to slow Spellman down, and then DeMarco takes him down to the ground. Brunell steps up, hits Ernest Gibbons for a nice gain.
Another Jaguars 1st down in Bears territory. Trailing 20-10. Another completion. It's Gibbons. 14 more yards. Joe Kane made the stop. Brunell driving the Jaguars downfield.
Well, they turned it over last time they had the football, but they're determined to match the Bears here on this drive. Nice. You see the throwing lane there. Nobody in front of Mark Brunell gives him an opportunity to see Ernest Givens. You don't have those big hands from the defensive lineman standing in front of you. Step through. Just a nice pass.
1st and 10 on the Bears 27. Final minute, 3rd quarter. Penalty markers down.
False start prior to the snap. Number 80, offense. 5 yards, 1st down.
Wide receiver Willie Jackson called for the false start.
Well, as we're going to take a look here, Mark Brunell is going to try and give some signals out to right here. There's that language giving the signal. Willie Jackson probably didn't hear him. He jumps before the snap. As a wide receiver, you have to watch the football anyway. I mean, he can give you signals, but you're not going to, most of the time, you're not going to be able to hear the quarterback anyway, so you have to watch the football.
Brunell calls timeout with the play clock running down. Anthony, 1,000 light years from Earth. The battle has just begun, and it's more dangerous than you can ever imagine. From the producers of the X-Files, catch a brand new episode of Space Above and Beyond. Tonight at 7, 6 Central, right here on Fox. 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. We spoke earlier about the first-round running backs. James Stewart and Rashaan Salam matched up against each other for the first time in their National Football League careers, and the numbers today pretty even.
Pretty even, considering right here, 5'1" for Stewart, 6'0", 66, 63 yards. See right there, Salam has a slight advantage coming into the game. He had a slight advantage, 3.2 a carry compared to Stewart's 2.7 yards a carry. So they're kind of going at each other, seeing who warranted that being picked before the other type of deal.
John Carter of Penn State, selected number 1 overall by Cincinnati. And the other first-round running backs picked prior to both Stewart and Salam, Napoleon Kaufman by the Oakland Raiders and Tyrone Wheatley of the New York Giants. 5 running backs drafted in the first round.
In fact, Kaufman averaging 5'1" before this week, and Wheatley 4'1" a carry.
Here are the Jaguars from the 32-yard line. Brunell airing it out, looking for Ernest Givens. Coverage on the play, Jeremy Lincoln and Mark Carrier.
Well, you think maybe Ernest Givens walked up to Mark Brunell and said, hey, I think it's time that I get some passes here, and right there just about hits him for a touchdown. Slightly thrown to the outside, Givens looking to the inside. But on this drive, he has been the guy that's been getting all the action so far.
Ernest Givens started at the Z receiver slot, not the X. He said, I'm used to going left, and here today, he's run most of his routes towards the right side, over that one in the X slot.
Oh, my. They had a blitz. They caught him on the blitz.
First down, James Stewart. What a 3rd quarter it's been for the rookie from Tennessee. On that play, gains 18 yards.
Well, we talk about how the blitz can help you or it can hurt you. What happens as they come this way, the Bears defense does, and all of a sudden, Stewart cuts it back with the lead blocker, Lachey Matson, and he takes to the outside. Nobody there until Vincent Smith runs him out of bounds.
Stewart, 47 yards in the 3rd quarter alone. That's the end of the 3rd, with the Bears leading the Jaguars by 10.
Miller Lite presents Tyson as he fights live.
And the 49ers, 4-1. They trail the Colts 15-14 in the 3rd. Jaguars on the 14-yard line of the Bears. James Stewart works his way up to the 12. Anthony, when you look at the Bears' 5 previous games this season, they have gotten stronger defensively in the second half. They outscored Jacksonville 10-0 in the 3rd quarter here today. The Bears have allowed only 1 second-half touchdown. Their defense has not allowed a touchdown in the second half over their first 5 games.
You know, and I think that comes back to the point we made earlier about their offense being able to take the ball long distances for scores. therefore keeping their defense fresher.
Brunell, quick strike, touchdown, Ernest Gibbons.
Ernest Gibbons right here, excuse me. Taking it to the inside, getting right behind Vincent Smith. The safety's dropping back, not getting there in time. And Mark Brunell making a nice throw. With this extra point, they will come or be down by 3.
Mike Hollis. We spoke one play too soon. First second half touchdown allowed by the Bears defense this season. Ernest Gibbons, 10-year veteran, his second touchdown this season. Erase the word expansion from the dictionary. Here in Jacksonville, the Jaguars have won 2 in a row, and they trail the Bears by 3 early in this fourth quarter as the ball blows off the tee, so Mike Hollis will tee it up once again. 8-play, 80-yard drive. Brunell's second touchdown pass of the game.
Right here, you see it. 3 for 5 for 43 yards plus the touchdown.
Nate Lewis, re-signed 2 weeks ago, back deep for Chicago. Still on his feet at the 40. He is wrestled to the turf by Jimmy Smith. 40-yard return by Nate Lewis. So the Bears will start out in excellent field position. Their own 43-yard line.
Not a good thing for your kickoff coverage team to do, especially after you answer with the touchdown. You have the fans involved in this game. You're building some momentum. All of a sudden, Nate Lewis just takes it right up the gut. And Jimmy Smith makes a touchdown-saving tackle there. Excellent field position for this Bear offense who's been successful all afternoon.
Tony Carter, 5-yard reception on first down.
Erik Kramer's.
You can hear the electricity from the crowd. You know, we were talking to Rashawn Salam yesterday about the differences between the NFL and college football. He said in college, the crowd gets you pumped up. In the NFL, you get the crowd pumped up, except against the expansion teams. He felt it last week against the Carolina Panthers. And here this week, it really seems like a college crowd.
Oh, when you have a new football team, the fans have not had a professional football team here. They're excited about it, and they're going to let their team know.
Rashawn Salam close to the first down. And right now, let's go to Hollywood. Another McDonald's game break with James Brown.
Kenny, the Chargers will try to break a 2-game slide. Key to that hope will be the status of Stan Humphries, who has a bruised right rotator cuff. Latest information is that it will be a game-time decision. You'll see that game coming up later today, San Diego and Dallas. Back to Kenny and Anthony.
Thanks, James. Salam did not reach the first down marker, so it will be 3rd and inches in Jaguars territory. Early fourth quarter, 3-point lead for Dave Lundstedt's Bears. Kramer. First down, Chicago. Kramer now 5 of 5 this season in 3rd down or 4th down and 1 situations. Erik Kramer, who started 5 games a year ago, involved in that quarterback controversy along with Steve Walsh. And Kramer told us yesterday the Bears still have not played their best game, but they are getting the job done when they have to in situations such as that one.
And they're building more and more confidence. Example last week after team scores like the Panthers did. Confidence in being able to answer back and score themselves. And they've done that today also. We'll see what happens on this drive after the Jaguars scored a touchdown.
Play action. Wide open, Curtis Conway. Conway races into the end zone, his 3rd touchdown today. 47 yards. Kramer to Conway. And that is a new career best. 3 touchdowns in one game for Conway.
Well, he's 1 touchdown away just today from equaling his first 2 years as a Bear. The offensive line doing a nice job, as you see him right here, one-on-one with Vinnie Clark. And he takes it to the inside and needs a little help here. Needs some guys coming over. See one defender jumping right there. You see Mickey Washington attempting to make tackle as Vinnie Clark does there up the sideline. And Conway just showing too much speed.
The extra point by Butler is good. Once again, the Bears lead by 10. Kramer to Conway. 3rd time today. Play the first Chicago Bear with 3 touchdown receptions in one game since Willie Gault at New Orleans back in 1983. The Bears' record is 4 touchdown receptions in one game. Conway 3 touchdowns. Sauerbrunn 3 touchbacks after only 2 the first 5 weeks.
Doing a tremendous job kicking the football. Right here you see nothing hard, just coming up the field across the middle. Conway saying, hey, I'm not afraid to go across the middle. He does, but Vinnie Clark needs help from his safety, and he doesn't get it, coming over late, but still not quick enough. And Conway just turns it up the sideline. Vinnie Clark has to have some help from his safeties, and he didn't get it right there.
Over 1,000 Bears fans in attendance here today. The Bears fan club down from Chicago. Dennis Conway high-fiving some of those Bears fans in the end zone. And how about Erik Kramer the last 3 weeks? 10 touchdowns, no interception. Now the Jaguars. Dave Meston on 1st down. Pick up a 5. The Bears fan club in full force outside Municipal Stadium this prior to the kickoff this afternoon. Free plug for the 800 number.
That's right. Phone number, a lot of Bear jerseys, nice cowboy hat. They're having a good time getting ready for the football game.
In addition, 50 youngsters are here thanks to the Chris Zorich Foundation making the trip to Jacksonville. There's, of course, the Bears' great right tackle. 1st down for the Jaguars. It's Meston, the 3rd-year man out of Baylor. A gain of 20 yards for LeShay Maston, ex-Houston Oiler.
Right here you see, coming out of the backfield, LeShay Maston. Bears sitting back there in a cover 2, but the corners continued to go backward, and Jeremy Lincoln didn't come up quick enough to cover that flat. That cover 2, he has the safeties behind him, but he continued to go backward. Therefore, Jaguars make the reception.
From the 44-yard line, James Stewart up near midfield. And before the 2nd down play, let's go to Hollywood and James Brown.
Kenny, Detroit had trailed 20-0 in this ball game, but take a look at Herman Moore, number 84, bottom right of your screen, fade route. That's 6'4", working on a 5'11", Craig Newsom. Moore wins it, Detroit trailing by just 6. Back to Kenny and Anthony.
NFC Central battle at Lambeau Field. The Bears 3-2. Tampa Bay leading Minnesota. The Buccaneers 4-2. Remember last year, 4 Central Division teams made the playoffs, with the exception of Tampa Bay. Brunell to the tight end, Rich Griffith across the 30, down to the 28. 23-yard reception, and Mark Brunell is over the 200-yard mark. This is the best passing day in the short history of the Jaguars.
The Chicago Bear defense, mainly a zone defense. And they clear out the area, and they find the seam right behind the linebacker, where Rich Griffith makes a nice catch, but it's all a matter of the receiver tight end finding those seams in that zone.
Brunell, quick slant, in and out of the hands of Griffith.
Mark Brunell's pass intended for Rich Griffith, defended by Jeremy Lincoln. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, Jacksonville, the 28-yard line.
Jaguars with 319 yards of offense here today. They came in 30th, last in the NFL. averaging only 224 yards per game, and they're almost 100 above that mark. This is the best day offensively this season for the Jaguars. Over 200 yards in the air. They'll keep it on the ground with James Stewart still on his feet. It takes 4 Chicago Bears to wrestle Stewart down. 6-yard gain as he approaches the 100-yard mark. That's 92 yards. His best day this season.
A host of other Bears.
There were some questions regarding Stewart over the first 6 weeks, averaging only 2.7 yards per carry, but he has silenced those critics here today and receives a hand from the crowd as he comes to the sidelines.
That was one of the things we brought up to him when we talked to him the other day, and he wasn't concerned about it. The head coach, Coughlin, was not concerned about it, and we can see why.
3rd down and 4. 3 wide receivers. Brunell in trouble. Throws it away. Smart decision by Mark Brunell with 3 Bears approaching.
Pressure being put on by Theory, going to the inside as we take a look. Right here, he'll come around the inside as he sends the tackle out. Corner blitz coming with Dwayne Joseph also there with John Theory. Forcing Brunell to make the throw. He did a great job just getting the ball out of there, but with that tremendous pressure, there's no way he can complete that.
Mike Collins hit from 49 yards earlier, also missed from 48. This will be a 41-yard attempt with Brian Barker holding. The kick by Hollis is good. Mike Collins now 2 of 3. The Jaguars have pulled within a touchdown. It's the Bears 27. The Jaguars 20. Munoz in Jacksonville. 7-point Bears lead following the 41-yard field goal by Mike Hollis. They missed. Big run back last time. This time up to the 30. 25-yard return. Brian Schwartz on the tackle. Coming up next, it's the second half of our NFL Sunday doubleheader. Most of you will see the Dallas Cowboys and the San Diego Chargers or the Washington Redskins battle the Arizona Cardinals. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Well, Anthony, only 1 turnover, just 2 punts today. Only 1 drive, 3 and out. Well-played football game. Bears leading by a touchdown. They start out from their own 30 with Sean Salam. Mike Dimas says hello.
Kenny, it's a well-played football game if you're sitting and enjoying offense play, or if you're an offensive coach. But if you're a defensive coach, especially for this Jaguar defense, here's a drive where you need to stop this Bear offense, which all day they've not been able to do. And one of the things, we go to the other side of the football, we talk Conway, Graham, Rashawn Salam, but you have to talk about this Chicago Bear offensive line, who has done not only a tremendous job today, but all season so far.
Here's Kramer on 2nd and 9. Salam, his second reception today. It will be 3rd and short.
We look at the offensive line right here. It's just like a big wall, and it starts with the guy that's a wall by himself in Big Cat Williams. But they just keep those white jerseys right there at the line of scrimmage, giving Erik Kramer a chance to throw the football. As you look at right there, Tony Wise, the assistant head coach, but the offensive line coach, who Dave Wannstedt, the head coach, speaks highly of with the job he does with this offensive line.
3rd down and 2. 1st down and more. Robert Green pulled down by Dave Thomas after a gain of 16, his second big yardage play today. He scored the winning touchdown a week ago, and he quiets the Jacksonville crowd.
Well, it was a nice run, but I'm going to keep talking about this offensive line led by Tony Weiss, who Dave Wannstedt believes is the best offensive line coach in the league. Right there, you just see the whole line to the left and then the 1 block to the right, humongous hole. And I said, Coach Juan said, why is Tony Wise the best in the business? In your opinion, he says, because all he's concerned about is coaching the offensive line and making these guys better.
From the 46, play action, Kramer. First down, jet grab. 12-yard gain. Yes, Dave Wanstead told us Tony Wise is not interested in calling plays or becoming a head coach. He's just interested in coaching the offensive line, and that is it.
That's his primary goal. And when you have a guy that is that focused, he can take a group of guys that have not really played a whole lot together, and they feel so comfortable with each other that they feel that they're to the point where they don't have to have a lot of conversation up there. Just with body signs and body language, they can tell each other what they have to do during the game.
The pitch back to Rashawn Salam on first down, and he is bottled up by Harry Colin.
You see right here, Harry Colin coming up in a hurry. You see him creeping up there. All of a sudden he sees the pitch. He finds the little hole. The same hole Salam is trying to get through. Comes up, makes a nice tackle.
Loss of 2, second down and 12. Clock continues to run. 5:20 to go. Fourth quarter. Bears by a touchdown. Kramer. Conway incomplete. Conway with touchdowns on his last 3 receptions. He has 4 receptions today, 3 touchdowns. Pretty good percentage, although not as good as your lifetime percentage. Anthony Munoz with the Cincinnati Bengals, 5 receptions, 4 were touchdowns.
Well, you had to bring it up, so I'll talk a little bit about it. I guess that was a pretty decent average. I'm not going to talk anything about the total yardage that I had involved in those touchdown catches. I did have one 12-yard catch that kind of hiked it up, I think maybe to 2 yards a carry.
Right. But a terrific day for Conway, 3 touchdowns. On 3rd and 12, Kramer's pass is complete to the tight end Ryan Whitnight, out of bounds, short of the first down. 11-yard gain on 3rd and 12, although they may mark the ball across the first down marker. Jaguars feel that Whitnight was forced out at the 25, but the ball looks to be marked right around the 23. The question is, where did Whitnight step out of bounds?
I was kind of chuckling there. We saw Dave Wanstead, a big guy himself. One of his assistant coaches was right there, and he just grabbed him by the shirt, kind of yanked him back towards their bench. You see right there.
That's before the 25.
Exactly.
They marked the ball 2 yards in from where Whitnight stepped out of bounds.
You see his foot out of bounds before he extended the football. And it's a first down.
Tom Coughlin has a right to be upset. Whitnight definitely stepped out of bounds.
Well, you see right here, as you see, his foot is out of bounds, and the ball is out of bounds even before he outstretches it past the first down. I say it's not a first down. Now, if the ball was inbounds, outstretched past the first yardage marker, maybe, but right there, that was not a good call.
So the ball spotted on the 23. Two-yard gain on first down.
Watch out by Jeff Long. Gain of 2. Second and 8 to Chicago at the Jaguars 21-yard line.
At the end of the game, Anthony and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. Second down and 8. Tom Coughlin of the Jaguars felt that Whitnight stepped out of bounds on the 25, yet the ball was spotted on the 23, so the Bears' drive continues. Salam on the delay. Salam still on his feet across the 15-yard line. Great second effort once again by the Heisman Trophy winner from Colorado.
No question about it. Excellent, tough running. He had a seam, but all of a sudden he starts to run over some Jaguars. You see right there the blocking by the offensive line. Loggeman trying to bring him down, doesn't do it. Right there he just kind of sheds another guy with his forearm. Mike Dumas, number 38. Right there he shows his power.
And the Bears queuing up the clock. This drive so far over 5.5 minutes. Just 3:20 to go. 3rd and 1. Robert Green.
With Salam right there, Robert Green showed he has some explosion and some power. Got underneath the defender and rushed forward as they call a timeout, and they'll be measuring this one.
Tom Coughlin, I'm sure, still upset about the previous mark with the ball spotted. Looked to us about 2 yards ahead of where it should have been. The reception by Wet Knight. The Bears just short, so it will be 4th and 1. 7-point Chicago lead. Bears 3-2, Jaguars 2-4.
I'm faced with the 4th and 1. You've been controlling the football. You've been pushing the defense back. I'd have to put it on the shoulders of the offensive linemen that have been doing a super job and go for it. And it appears that they've not brought the kicker in. It appears that they're going to go for this one. But I'd have to think along the same lines as the Bears are thinking now. Let's go for this first down. There's only 3 minutes left.
Although if they elected to kick the field goal, the Jaguars would need 2 scores. But the Bears will go for it. 4th down and 1. Penalty flags. Did the Bears draw the Jaguars offside?
Encroachment, number 94, defense. 5 yards. First down.
Tom Coughlin shaking his head. Kelvin Pritchett called for encroachment, leading to a Chicago first down.
And then all of a sudden he starts pointing that they move, but there's no way. There was no movement in that offensive line. Right here, he's pointing first down. Head coach Dave Wanstead giving a little clap to the call.
Robert Green.
Kenny, a lot of times offenses will go up to the line of scrimmage and they have a plan of not calling a football play. They just get up there. The quarterback is under center. He just starts barking out the snap count, trying to make them jump off sides with the plan that if they don't, you just bring your kicker in, you kick it. But right there, the Jaguars jump off sides, giving the Bears the first down.
The game clock being reset to 2:35. Second and goal upcoming from the 5-yard line for the Bears. And now the Jaguars call timeout. Jaguars with only 1 timeout remaining. 2:34 to go. Bears up by 7. 7:20. And the Bears have eaten up much of this 4th quarter. A 13-play drive consuming over 6 minutes. Bears 5 yards away from the end zone. They lead by 7. Jacksonville with only 1 timeout remaining. Kramer fakes the handoff to Robert Green. Almost intercepted by Vinnie Clark, but he was falling backwards out of bounds. Anthony, this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the National Football League is prohibited.
See Salam coming back in. Is there any question about who they might give it to here?
3rd and goal. On the 5-yard line. 7-point Bears lead. Salam forces his way down to the 3, inside the 3. So it will be fourth down, and the field goal unit will come on.
Nice safe call by Wanta and his crew.
Timeout called by the Jaguars. We'll be back from Jacksonville.
On the wheel of one of such.
Gets outside of the pocket, gives him a chance to see his receivers downfield. And here you see why he completed it. Ernest Givens working against Jeremy Lincoln. Realizes his quarterback's having problems back there. Back upfield and back. Nice move to get some separation. And Brunell making a nice throw. Great teamwork there.
Brunell with career highs in completions and yardage here today. Played sparingly his first two seasons with the Packers. And he has enjoyed a terrific afternoon, 233 yards. But right now, with less than 2 minutes remaining, the Jaguars trail by 10. James Stewart looking to catch the Bears off guard, perhaps, as the Jaguars keep it on the ground.
Well, they had third and short, very short. They wanted to make sure they'd get that first down. Now they get to the line of scrimmage quickly, and they realize the time's running out. Now we got to take it downfield.
Brunell on first down, steps up, has a receiver. It's Jackson, who does not get out of bounds. Clock continues to run. Under 90 seconds remaining.
You have to be aware of the point you just made. You only have a minute and a half. It's ticking down. You have to get out of bounds, and he doesn't do that.
Coming up next, Dallas at San Diego, Washington visiting Arizona. Flags on 2nd and 2.
False start prior to the snap. 71 offense. 5 yards, 2nd down.
That's Tomaselli, the left tackle.
That's about the only thing he's done wrong today. He shut down that side of the offensive line. On the other side, Brian DeMarco having a little bit of trouble. I would say he'd probably get a little bit of help here on this drive. Spellman has been back there meeting Mark Brunell as he drops back.
The officials conference with 1:10 to go. Bears looking to make it 4-2. Bears host Houston next week. Jaguars visit Cleveland. There's Brunell. Short pass. James Stewart out of bounds. Just shy of the first down. The Bears hosting the Houston Oilers next week. At halftime, a reunion of the 1985 Super Bowl club. Only 2 remaining Bears. Richard Dent, Kevin Butler played on that team. 3rd down and 1 for the Jaguars, and they will measure. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hale. Today's game is being produced by Pete Macheska, directed by Peter Blettner. The studio produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Our statisticians in the booth, Ben Bomer and Barry Hockhauser. Measurement on the far side. The Jaguars just shy of the first down. So it will be 3rd and 1.
Not a whole lot of time left. Now, he did try and go downfield, but the Bears had excellent coverage, so he dumped it off to Stewart. It's going to be tough to get behind the Bear defenders. So they'll have to go to the short to mid-range on the side because they'll have to get out of bounds quickly to get those 2 safeties, Marty Carter and Mark Carrier, playing deep.
.104 to go. 3rd down and 1. Jaguars, no timeouts remaining. In and out of the hands of Ernest Givens once again. 4th and 1 upcoming.
That was an inside linebacker, Barry Minter, who comes in on the nickel package, passing situations. Givens had it right there in his hand, but the bigger linebacker rattled it loose.
Coming up next, the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Most of you will see the Cowboys and the Chargers, or the Redskins and the Cardinals. Check local listing. Brunell on 4th and 1. First down, Gibbons out of bounds at the 32.
And just throwing that football just in time, because big number 90, Alonzo Spellman, was right there getting his hands on Brunell as he was letting go of that football.
On the clock, 3 touchdowns for Curtis Conway. Bears 27, Jaguars 20. Clock stopped, 56 seconds.
Right here you see Alonzo Spellman just getting off the football, taking him around the corner. DeMarco giving him a little push, but not enough. Got to get a little more depth before he does that pushing around the corner.
Brunell's pass is complete. He threw into triple coverage. Cedric Tillman. Clock continues to run. Now at 45.
Completed right in the middle of the field. The worst place you would want to complete a football on a drive like this, and you have to get down and score quickly, especially with no timeouts.
And they will measure once again. The ball spotted on the 22-yard line. Our Miller Lite player of the game. You see awake Anthony. Bears
maybe worn out.
Curtis Conway. Worn out, only 4 receptions, but 3 were touchdown receptions. 4 receptions, 74 yards. 1 in the second quarter, 1 in the third. And the final TD strike, 47 yards from Kramer to Conway here in the fourth. That gave the Bears the 27-17 lead. It is now 30-20. Second down and 1. When do the Jaguars look end zone?
They have to. The time's running out, only 37 seconds. You got to take a shot.
Brunell goes to the near sideline, incomplete. The intended receiver, Willie Jackson. 31 seconds on the clock. Well, it looks as if the Jaguars' 2-game winning streak will come to an end. No expansion team has ever won 3 consecutive games. And the record for victories by an expansion team in a season is 3. Jaguars looking pretty good to break that mark with 9 games remaining. They would fall to 2-5. A victory would push the Bears to 4-2. Touchdown, Cedric Tillman. Perhaps we are speaking too soon.
Well, 27 seconds left. They kick this extra point. Onside kick, recovered, and have a chance to tie it up. And really, the only time that the Bears have stopped them is on the pass that was deflected by Joseph and intercepted by Wolford. Other than that, this Jaguar offense has been able to move the football. Right here, you see Tillman going down. He gets behind the zone, wide open. Mark Carrier coming over a little late.
Tillman's second touchdown reception this season. The Jaguars pull within 3. Jacksonville's highest point total this season. They have scored 27 points. 3 touchdown passes for Mark Brunell. 27 seconds remaining. And Dave Wannstedt, consecutive weeks against the expansion clubs. I don't think he expected it to be this tough.
Well, and you can talk to them, and they say throw expansion out the window, because these 2 teams have some really good talent on both sides of the football. So right now what you're looking at is the Jaguars come out, they overload one side of the field. They have their guys in a sprinter stance, putting the ball down, onside kicking this thing. You never know what's going to happen. You know, the hands team is out here now. No linemen, no linebackers usually, all wide receivers, defensive backs, guys that are used to handling the football.
Hollis will kick off from his own 30. It's the Bears 30, the Jaguars 27. 27 seconds remaining from Municipal Stadium in Jacksonville. 3 touchdown passes for Mark Brunell. 3 touchdown passes for Tommy Kramer. The difference, Kevin Butler has kicked 3 field goals. Mike Hollis, 2 of 3. They hate the onside kick. And it looks as if, let's see.
They have it.
Jaguars say they have it.
They have it. Wow.
And they do.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Mike Dumas came up with the football.
And you know, it's interesting. 1 second came off the clock. So they have 26 seconds left.
And yard line. They need about 30 yards to get within field goal range.
That was number 81, Jeff Graham, who tried to make the short hop catch, and it bounced away from right there. You see head coach Tom Coughlin excited. Better watch out. He has that headset on. He's got a cord hanging out the back.
No timeouts remaining. 26 seconds. Once again, the Jaguars need about 30 yards to get at the field goal range. Flags on the play. Brunell to the far sideline. Cedric Tillman. But flags were thrown at the line of scrimmage at only 2 seconds off the clock.
I would guess that Tillman was offside. He was across the line in a hurry. I didn't see any movement. He's quick.
Offside, number 90 defense. Penalty is declined.
They decline the penalty, take the yardage.
I was going to say he is quick, but not that quick.
And there is Mike Hollis, Jaguars place kicker, who hit from 53 last week. Today, good from 49 and 41. He missed from 48. The ball spotted on the 49 of the Bears. 24 seconds remaining. No timeouts.
And we talked about it earlier. The Jaguars have those big wide receivers that can catch the ball and get away from tacklers. Right now is they need one of those guys that catch the football, keeping it close to the sideline and try to break some of those tackles, get a few yards.
First down, Jaguars.
The offside penalty will be declined. First down.
That penalty, only the 4th called on the Bears today. Remember the 2 15-yarders in the first half. Brunell working out of the shotgun. Ball on the 48. 21 seconds on the clock. Over the middle, incomplete. The intended receiver, Willie Jackson. Had Jackson caught that pass, at least 7 or 8 seconds would have ticked off the clock, but it would have put the Jaguars about 10 yards closer, field goal-wise.
Should have had that catch, I believe. Right there you see Willie Jackson, and what you have to do as an offense, that's a catchable ball. You have to be ready once that ball is either caught or the man is tackled. You have to be in a sprint to the line of scrimmage so the quarterback can ground the ball and stop the clock.
17 seconds remaining. Brunell over the middle. Flag on the play. The coverage by John Mangum.
Pass interference, 26 defense, first down.
So the ball pushed up to the 42 of the Bears.
They're getting closer. 13 seconds left. As we see John Magnum, number 26, gets there a little bit too early, going over the back. 3-man rush, should have plenty of time, which he does. And right there, he's riding the back. Wanstead not real excited about it. You see him drop his head, throw the arms down to the side.
13 seconds on the clock. Jaguars from the 42. Brunell looking sideline, incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So 6 seconds elapsed. And there is Mike Hollis, Jaguars field goal kicker. He's ready with the helmet on. Time for one more play, perhaps.
One quick play. He looked to his right, looked at Ernest Givens, but then he came back to his left. They have to make it a quick play because that one took 6 seconds, and he only has 7 seconds left here.
If they went for the field goal right now, it would be about a 59 or 60-yarder. So one more play towards the sideline. Brunell, it's complete. Out of bounds. Ernest Givens. Here comes Hollis with 3 seconds left. This will be a 55-yard attempt. Last week, he hit from 53 against Pittsburgh. If Hollis hits this field goal, we are headed for overtime. The official spot from 54 yards out. It is wide left. And the Bears win by the score of 30-27. 54-yard attempt as time expired. No good by Hollis. But the Jaguars receiving a standing ovation from the crowd as their 2-game win streak comes to an end. They recover the onside kick following their touchdown. They had a chance to tie the ball game, but the 54-yard attempt by Hollis wide left gave Onstead of the Bears go to 4-2 with consecutive victories over the Panthers and the Jaguars. Franchise victory number 600 for the Chicago Bears, more than any other NFL team. So for Anthony Munoz, this is Kenny Albert saying so long from Municipal Stadium in Jacksonville, where the Bears have defeated the Jaguars 30-27. You've been watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.